Okay, fam, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over the buy, sells, and dividends for February 16th through the 22nd. So with that being said, let's get it. Okay, so we actually had a change of mind. We are going to keep doing these weekly videos. One of the main reasons is to keep you guys up to date with everything that we're doing, where the opportunities are, our progression, because nothing speaks motivation to somebody looking from the outside in quite like somebody that's actually doing it. So, for example, a bodybuilder obviously would like to reach the pinnacle of bodybuilding when they look to somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So, a lot of people need motivation. It's not something we really need. We don't operate on feelings or motivation. We just simply do what needs to be done. But that's going to be a topic for a different video on a different channel. So, with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so Robinhood dividends, we're going to start with this. So YMAX, $50.46, YMEG, $33.10, XDTE, 4 cents, OARC, $35.68, QDTE, $27.68, YBIT, $60.65, Tesla, $16.84, and RDTE, 5 cents. So the buys that we did this week on Robinhood was TSLL, which is a 2x leverage fund on Tesla. FEPI, AIPI, GPIC, SPYI, Triple QI, RDTE, and XDTE. So we bought a lot this week. Now XDTE, RDTE, Triple QI, and SPYI, we only bought $10 of each. Okay, so it's relatively small amounts. We're just getting those on there. So once we get the other positions we want filled in, we can start filling those in too. And the next one here, or the next set of trades, which we already talked about this week, was the swing trades we have on, which is QBTS, which is a quantum stock, APLD, which is an AI-based stock, and it's a company that NVIDIA recently bought. Again, I don't have the news article in front of me. We can talk about that later, or maybe perhaps I'll just post it on my X for you guys to see. And then Fate and Neo as well. So pretty much the chart on all of those looks very bullish. The Golden Cross setup popped up, all that jazz. We can actually take a look at the trades right now, their particular swing trades, and you guys can see just how resilient these setups can be. Again, there's no guarantee it necessarily has to go up to our profit target immediately. Hopefully on Monday it does that, but we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, the market just got absolutely shredded yesterday. On Friday, it was ridiculous, the sell-off that we saw. And yet these positions either still remained flat or went up. Are we going to sell out now? No. Again, it hasn't quite hit our profit target yet, but it just goes to show you that these setups, they have a very high probability of success. Usually, I think out of the 15 trades we took in 2023, 13 out of those 15 played out almost immediately within about, it would have been as little as a couple of hours up to maybe a month or a couple of weeks. So most of them were pretty quick and they were pretty effective. It was only the two, which was ALT and SoundHound, that tended to drag on for a long time. The rest of them were pretty much immediately profitable. So anyways, so QBTS, you can see that one's still relatively flat. Before this locks me out of here, I wanted to show you guys this real quick as well. So let's talk about the actual dividends first. So $224.50 from Robinhood, and then the M1 Finance version. So we have 1 cent from PSEC, $662.53 and 47 cents from RA. This is another one we want to get up to $50 a month, $159.16 from Tesla, and $7.99 from OARC. So that total comes out to $174.78. The next thing on the list here is going to be actually the options premiums. We'll talk about that in a minute. First, I want to go over here to Webull. So we still have OARC. The dividends didn't pop up yet because it takes a couple days to populate, unfortunately. But you can see we still have the position here. It got absolutely walloped. So we basically just did pretty much the current distribution times the share count that we have, and we came up with these numbers, which should be pretty accurate once it populates. 35.86 on this. So now let's talk about the options premiums, and I'll show you guys this on the chart in a minute. So we have TSLL open a contract, a cash secured, well, two cash secured puts actually on February 18th. The expiration dates were yesterday. We did get assigned. They were $19 strike prices, and the premiums was 40 times one contract and 36 times one contract. Pretty much lining up with what the charts show. And then we bought 100 shares spot off the market and did a cover call on that. That cover call was on the 19th, and the expiration is going to be on the 28th. And that's $62 times one contract with a $23 strike price. And the delta is currently a 6 or 0.06. So it's probably not, I mean, unless Tesla really rockets up next week, probably not likely to get assigned. So, yeah, we'll see on that one. So there's that. And then there's also the CLSK options that we got paid too. So we got paid $500 on CLSK, so $50 times 10 contracts for CLSK for a 30-day covered calls. So the total premiums there comes out to $638. And after that, the total for the week comes out to $1,072.96. So we're going to go over the trades right now. I'll go ahead and pop in here TSLL. So TSLL, I'll go down here and so let's see. You can see one put here for $19 strike price, another put here for $19 strike price on the 18th. We got assigned on those. There's the net buy at roughly about $21. Thought that was a pretty good price. Didn't think it was actually going to go back down. But again, these markets are very fickle lately. It's actually kind of ridiculous that we've gone sideways for this long. So, but it is what it is. We just got to play with the cards we're dealt. So. Anyways, got a cover call here. Expiry is going to be next week. And then there's the assignment. So next thing here, CleanSpark. I do still think CleanSpark has the capacity to go up. Excuse me. So as of right now, it is down again a little bit, but not a big deal. Not concerned about it. Again, it's very easy to make all this money back. We're not worried about it. So you can see the contracts there, $500 in premiums. It's just a matter of time before crypto goes up. I would be shocked if, this was all we had for the rest of the bull run was just sideways. I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Okay, so, excuse me. I'm a little bit under the weather, unfortunately, but is what it is. So, FEPI here, you guys can see there's one transaction we got here for 3.98 shares. Again, the idea with a lot of these dividend ETFs is we want to get the dividend ETFs up to $50 a month each. We're probably going to aim for a starting point of somewhere between 30 to 50 positions. So it should be about $1,500 to $2,500 a month of passive income. Spread out, heavily diversified, so that way it's not really a risk per se. Whether the market goes up or down doesn't matter. Diversification is key in this case. So next one here we're going to go over is AIPI. So we've been a little bit more focused on this one. They do also have a CEPI, which is a crypto version. We may buy that one as well. Took a look at that recently and thinking we might also get $50 a month from that as well. So just something to keep in mind. So there's this. And again, SEPI plays on the whole backing of the gold ETF going up for 7 years straight, or the price of gold going up for 7 years straight after the first ETF that we got. If there really is not going to be a bear market for crypto next year, and it's just Bitcoin and crypto are just going to keep going up because of adoption, like gold did for 7 years, then it may, if you believe that, then CEPI may be, potentially worth looking at. So next one we got here, GPIC. And again, we told you guys before, we wanted to get GPIC and GPICs on red days, big red days. You can see minus 1.62% in one day. That was a day that we wanted to pick some up, so we did. Now we got 11 shares. 2 shares here on the 21st. Again, we're kind of strategically trying to buy these ones on dips whenever they happen, because theoretically, the way that ETF is designed, it should just go up over time, and the dividends should also increase over time. So any dip is a gift, in my opinion. So I'm actually not gonna go over SPYI, triple QI, RDTE, and XDTE in these ones because these are relatively small. I mean, they're just $10 each. They're just, we're getting into the positions now, so not really too concerned about that. But I do want to go over the dividends though. We'll talk more about those as we continue to accumulate, and we'll let you guys know when we do. So, next one here, $50.46 from WiMAX. We may also, at some point, we might consider buying more of these too. Okay, next one here. Let's keep on going down the list. So we got YMAG. So this, unfortunately, the markets really kind of got whacked pretty hard yesterday. But I think, in my opinion, I think it is just another dip buying opportunity. I mean, if we go over and look at the markets here in a minute, I'll show you guys that the markets are mainly just going sideways. So pretty much any pullback in this range, in my opinion, is a gift to be able to buy the dip, especially for dividend investors. So 33.10 here from YMAG. XDTE, RDTE, those are weekly. You guys already know there's a pain. I'm not going to show you guys that because it's basically non-existent. When we have larger positions, we'll show you the dividends on that, but it's 4 cents and 5 cents. It's essentially nothing. So next one here, OARC. Excuse me, 35.68. Okay, and then QDTE somewhere here. There we go. So this one, 27.68. And then the last two that we have is YBIT and Tesla. Okay, so YBIT, you can see here is 60, 65. I do still think this one has a lot of potential to go up. Again, we're waiting for Bitcoin to make its move. As soon as we get a little bit more bullish news on the Fed and maybe going into some QE or not rolling assets off the balance sheet or, something bullish that the Fed will come out and say, or the Republicans or something that changes along that line will eventually send these markets rocketing off to the moon. Trust me. I watched the exact same thing happen back in 2020 when we had that crazy 35% drop in 2 months on the S&P and the NASDAQ, and then just went straight up for the rest of the year in 2021. 2021, it was absolutely insane. So, when I tell you guys these markets could literally just start shooting straight up out of nowhere, trust me, it can happen. It doesn't seem like it now, but it can happen. So 1684 here on Tesla. That's the last one on that. So, and again, when we saw that bottom of the bear market in 2022, we saw the exact same thing at the end of 2022. Everybody thought that the bottom wasn't yet in, it was going lower, and then that was the bottom, and we basically just went up all of 2023 and 2024. So anything is possible here. I would not rule anything out. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, see, this was a pretty nasty dump. That's part of the reason why we bought what we bought, because it was just disgusting. So, but again, I want to reiterate, when you zoom out here, pretty much the only thing that we're really seeing going on here is just sideways. I mean, this basically all this is, just sideways. That's all it's doing, okay? And the markets generally go up over time. So my thinking is they're probably going to break out to the upside at some point here. I mean, we went sideways here, then we went up. We kind of went sideways here between May and September before eventually going up. September, October, November timeframe, somewhere in there, and then sideways here between February and May. You can kind of see the same thing happening over and over and over again here in 2023 and then up. It's basically just the same thing on repeat. It just doesn't look exactly the same, but that's essentially what's going on. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.